This is WKYT This Morning.
Kentucky mornings start right here on WKYT. Good morning to you. We're glad you're with us on this Wednesday. It's Hump Day, everybody. I'm Bill Bryant. And now at 6:30, an overnight crash led to a man being arrested after police say he ran into a Lexington business. You'll be hearing what police say led up to that crash just ahead. Also, Lexington police trying to figure out if two overnight gas station robberies are connected. Witnesses describe similar suspects at both scenes. And Kentucky Senator Rand Paul is used to playing hardball in politics today. And the Republican tests out his skills from the mound. He'll be throwing the ceremonial first pitch for the Lexington Legends.
We have a batch of rain rolling across the western zones, heading toward the central zones here very shortly. That's the first batch. We still have much more to go through towards your afternoon. It's on and off today. I'll show you when the rain passes on through coming up.
Let's get you the latest news. New this morning on WKYT, police say a man is facing charges after crashing into a Lexington business. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is joining us live from the scene with the latest details we have. Caitlin, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Now, the damage isn't terribly horrible, but you can absolutely see where a man crashed just hours ago after police tried to talk with him. It was an eventful morning in the Hamburg area for Lexington police after they spotted a man parked on the sidewalk along Sir Barton Way. Police tried to get out and talk with him, but they say that's when he tried to make a getaway. The man, whose name we don't know just yet, police say, started driving erratically the wrong way down Sir Barton Way, which sits between Winchester Road and Man o' War Boulevard. Now, police say they didn't chase him, but did follow him until he crashed into an office building. That's where police got out of their cruisers and had to bust through the driver's side window to keep him from going any further. Now, police say they believe the man was under the influence of something. We don't know his name just yet or what charges he'll face, if any. Live in Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
Caitlin, thank you very much. So more to go on that story. And also new this morning, police are trying to determine if there is any connection between overnight robberies at two Lexington gas stations. Our Sean Moody is at our alert desk with the details on that. Sean?
Yeah, Bill, Lexington police aren't sure whether or not the same person was behind both of those robberies, but because the suspect description is pretty similar in both, it's something they're definitely looking into. The first robbery was at a Shell station near New Circle Road in Russell Cave shortly after 11 o'clock last night. Now, in that case, witnesses told police a man in a black hoodie with something red over his face had a handgun and got money before running out of the store and getting into the passenger seat of a gold-colored car. Now, a couple of hours after that, police said someone went into the Speedway on Paris Pike near the interstate, again wearing a black hoodie and this time a red bandana over his face with a handgun. In this case, police said that man got money and ran from the store, but this time was not seen getting into a car. Now, again, police aren't necessarily positive that it was the same person in both cases, but with that similar description, that's something they're looking into as a possibility. Bill, back to you.
Sean Moody, we thank you very much for the update on that. A judge is expected to hear closing arguments in a Lexington murder trial this morning. Paris Charles was charged in the murder of his girlfriend Goldie Massey back in 2014. Police say some of Massey's body parts were found in the Kentucky River a few weeks after her disappearance. In addition to murder, Charles is charged with abuse of a corpse. A trio of lawsuits have now been filed against Lexington Catholic High School following harassment and discrimination allegations by three former students. The allegations first surfaced in April, but civil rights attorney Amos Jones, who is representing the former students, says nothing was done. The lawsuits filed in Fayette Circuit Court outline alleged discrimination that attorneys say has gone on for years at the school. The lawsuits also claim that school officials did not do enough when they were told about the allegations.
It has been a very revealing 4 months, a very distressing 4 months to know that such a revered institution could conduct itself in this way.
A representative from the school says they are aware of the lawsuit, but they say it is not their policy to comment on legal matters. When the claims first emerged last spring, Lexington Catholic brought in a diversity consultant and established a new committee at the school to oversee diversity and ethics, but the plaintiff's attorney says it did not help with the situation. Well, it's been a repeating pattern up to this point in the week, really for several weeks. Are we looking at another day with a potential for those occasional heavy downpours? WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris tracking all of that for us. He's in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, there are some heavy rain showers outside. It's kind of like heavy rain dodgeball. I mean, some of us are getting the heavy rain, some of us are not. That's back toward the west, and that's where we're going to look for that bulk of the rain to slide up the BG Parkway. Springfield now getting in on the mix. Willisburg, you're next in line, and if you're not already seeing it. But yeah, you're getting some heavy rain here and there across Greene County, far southern, southwestern zones of our viewing area. All that's heading northeast. So BG Parkway, 64 corridor, 62, rolling through Lawrenceburg, rolling back toward Nelson County. Those are very wet roadways early this morning. More storms this afternoon, too. It's going to be on and off pretty much all day long. So there's a really good chance of rain today. The best chance, central, northwestern zones. Southeast, that's more of a 40% chance of rain, but obviously most of us at least have that chance. Tracking two cold fronts. One today, not so much a cold front today, it's just a front. But the next one actually comes this weekend that will drop temperatures down big time. And I'll show you how low we go with those highs coming up.
All right, it's early next week. You have to stick around for that forecast. It really looks awesome. Coming up on 6:37 on WKYT this morning. Today, Hillary Clinton talks about tax fairness at a stop in Ohio. And this morning, a big shakeup in Donald Trump's campaign team. The Republican nominee is reportedly bringing in Breitbart News' Stephen Brannan as CEO and promoting well-known pollster Kellyanne Conway to campaign manager. The changes come as Trump's poll numbers are sliding in several battleground states. Hannah Daniels has the latest on the U.S. presidential race.
Donald Trump will receive his first classified intelligence briefing in New York later today. But last night in Wisconsin, the GOP nominee focused on law enforcement and race relations, accusing Hillary Clinton of bigotry and pandering to communities of color.
Those peddling the narrative of cops as a racist force in our society, a narrative supported with a nod by my opponent, shared directly in the responsibility for the unrest in Milwaukee and many other places within our country.
The Republican presidential nominee spoke just miles from Milwaukee, a city rocked by violent protests after a fatal police shooting over the weekend. He vowed to restore law and order under a Trump presidency.
The problem in our poorest communities is not that there are too many police. The problem is that there are not enough police.
In Wisconsin, the latest poll from Marquette Law School shows Trump trailing by 15 points against Clinton among likely voters. Despite rising poll numbers in several key battleground states, Hillary Clinton's email scandal continues to cast a shadow over her campaign. Yesterday, the State Department agreed to hand over undisclosed emails on her private server to a conservative watchdog group, hours after Congress received classified FBI documents related to the investigation. While Clinton did not comment on the move, the campaign says they prefer the report to be released to the public and not partisan lawmakers. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
And Clinton campaign spokeswoman Jennifer Palmieri released a statement overnight on Trump's comments saying, quote, with each passing Trump attack, it becomes clearer that his strategy is just to say about Hillary Clinton what's true of himself. Now he's accusing her of bigoted remarks. We think the American people will know which candidate is guilty of the charge. On the U.S. Senate campaign trail in Lexington today, Rand Paul has spent the last several weeks campaigning for the upcoming Senate race, but the Republican from Kentucky will take a break from the campaign trail today and practice his baseball skills over at the ballpark. Senator Paul planning to join the Lexington Legends baseball team in batting practice this morning. That practice starts at 10:45 this morning at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Paul will then stick around for the Legends game at 12:15, where he'll be throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. Senator Paul is battling Lexington Mayor Jim Gray for Kentucky's U.S. Senate seat in the upcoming November election. And Gray, by the way, is holding a news conference. That'll be at the Charles Young Center this morning to celebrate an anniversary there. So Lexington's sort of the battleground today in the Senate race. Let's see how traffic is moving along this morning. Our time is right now 6:40. Let's go to Officer Don and check on live drive traffic. He's out there at 98.1 The Bull. Don?
Good morning. A fender bender, we'll call it that, on the outer loop of Man-O-War at Helmsdale near the Hamburg area. No one's hurt. but they may be waiting over in the right lane for the police report. Right now on the north side of town, inbound Newtown Pike, just past it looks like an Andino, there's a stalled car. That's in the left lane. Let's get a look outside. We'll show you what's happening as you plan to head out the door this morning, waiting on a little rain to hit maybe the Lexington area, which will affect our drive times. But for now, about 14 minutes from Nicholasville, dealing with normal traffic flow coming in from Winchester. And there's a live look at New Circle and Winchester Road. No problems through there. That camera, of course, courtesy of Lexington Fayette Urban County Government. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, and a nice start to the day out there along Circle 4 this morning. Thank you. You can get the latest traffic and weather info anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. Download that for free in the app or Google Play stores. Hey, good morning again. Great to have you with us on WKYT as we roll toward the 7 o'clock hour. We have a lot more news coming up this morning. Still to come, an expectant mother is going viral for shredding some waves there just days before giving birth. We'll have that story ahead.
And we're looking at that rain back toward the west, heading our direction. This first batch of rain, we have actually a couple more batches later on this afternoon. So I'm going to show you the timeline on that, how much rain we're expecting coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Some rain back toward our western zones. Pretty heavy rain, too. It's just kind of dodging some of these heavy downpours. It's going to be the problem this morning out on the roadway. 68 corridors. You're rolling through Taylor County, Marion County, and then heading up toward Lexington. It's going to be a very wet go at it. BG Parkway, I-64, those areas, 64 traveling from Lexington, Louisville, that is. It's a wet go at it, too. 62 all the way through Anderson County. Lawrenceburg now getting in on the mix. And also some pretty heavy downpours rolling through Willisburg at this moment. And also Greene County. Those are the two areas where you're getting the heaviest rain. Over Willisburg, that's going to head northeast, so heads up Salvisa. Not so much Harrodsburg. Harrodsburg, you'll get some rain, but the heaviest rain stays just to the north of you, Salvisa area. And also, you can see bits and pieces rolling across that 68 corridor. Campbellsville heads up. Here in just about 5 to 15 minutes, you're going to start getting some heavy downpours rolling around the region. That goes for Lebanon and Bradfordsville, too. I would say it arrives here in Lexington in about 45 minutes to about an hour. So just keep that in mind. Wettest summer on record, 23.21 inches. So far this summer, we're at 14.15, so we're not even close. I don't expect to reach that. That's the wettest summer ever on record, not just for the past couple of years. That's ever. But average, typically, so far this summer, typically we're around 10.5 inches, typically at this point. So that just shows you we are above average. We're about 3.5 inches above average, but we're not even close to the record, just to get you updated. People have been asking me that lately, so I throw you out some data. On and off storms as we travel throughout the next several hours. It's all day. I mean, it really is. You'll get breaks, but you will have some storms this afternoon, too, with possible flooding issues being our main concern. Now, the front over us right now is front number 1. Front number 2 actually comes later on in the weekend. Thursday and Friday, 40% chance of rain, mainly south of I-64. The weekend, here comes the next front. That'll bring in scattered showers and thunderstorms. And it's going to be hard-pressed to plan around those, too. But if you have plans, keep with them. Just know a plan B will more than likely be needed, at least for some locations. As we get a little bit closer, I'll be able to jot down the area that I expect. But 80 degrees on Sunday. Look on your 7-day forecast. You're sitting at 79 on Monday, 77 on Tuesday. Those two temperatures are much different feel than 80 degrees. 79, 80 degrees, it seems like it would feel the same. But from today into Monday, humidity drops exponentially. So it'll really help us out there with that next front on Sunday. But just keep in mind, if you're heading out and about the next hour or so with the kids going off to the bus stop, you heading out to work, whatever it may be, watch out for some heavy downpours, central and west. So go from I-75 and go west. That's going to be a sloppy go at it early this morning.
That all of a sudden rain.
Yes, it is, and it's heavy too.
Love that extended outlook, though.
Yeah, it looks good.
Early next week.
Really
yeah,
nice.
very pleasant.
I like it.
Yeah, cool daytime highs. We have seen those baby on board signs for years, but this next story gives that slogan an entirely different meaning. Watch this Minnesota mom shred awake at nearly 40 weeks pregnant. The video was posted on Instagram just days before she gave birth to her son. Now, before you freak out, the woman did get her doctor's blessing before hanging 10 in that viral vid. As she said, with all the stress that pregnancy brings, surfing a break provided the perfect catharsis. It looked like she had a nice time there. And she and baby are doing fine now, so it all worked out. That's good. Good to have you with us on WKYT this morning at 6:48 right now. We're coming back with our top stories, and CBS This Morning is on the way.
Coming up, thousands evacuated as a wildfire explodes in Southern California. Why it's proving so difficult to contain. Plus, we talk with the parents of U.S. Olympic medal-winning gymnast Aly Raisman. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back into WKYT This Morning. Our time right now is 6:51 here on your Wednesday. It's hump day, everybody. We're tracking a traffic alert this morning. It is slow going on I-65 in Bullitt County after a semi overturned. It happened in the southbound lanes south of Shepherdsville. The state says the semi lost its load of about 31,000 pounds of dairy creamer. Two of the lanes are blocked there. Now they're opening up one of those lanes, but it is slow going for anybody that you may know that's traveling south out of Louisville down toward Bowling Green this morning. Natural disasters and severe weather are rocking communities from Indiana to California and Louisiana this week. In the west, another massive wildfire. In the south, deadly flooding. And across the country's midsection, an onslaught of devastating tornadoes. Reed Binion reports on all of that.
Last time I heard is they were being evacuated, and haven't heard from them since.
A California resident, one of many affected by wildfires raging across the state. A new blaze igniting Tuesday, engulfing an area roughly half the size of San Francisco after less than 10 hours. By evening, the Blue Cut fire had already forced mandatory evacuations for more than 80,000 people. In the central U.S., a different but destructive disaster. 7 tornadoes striking across Indiana Monday. And in the south, more devastation, not from fire, but water.
This is a historic flooding event.
Governor John Bell Edwards stressing the ongoing severity of the flooding, saying Tuesday that it's caused at least 11 deaths.
We are still very much in an emergency search and rescue response mode for much of the Florida parishes. Saving life is the most important priority that we have.
Edwards saying he expects that nearly half of the state's parishes will be declared disaster areas.
Today, 8 additional parishes have been added to that major disaster declaration.
Residents still coping with their own losses, reaching out to help those around them.
This is what it's all about, man. Helping people.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
All right, power is back on in JFK Airport's Terminal 8 this morning. An outage yesterday afternoon caused escalators and elevators to stop working. It also affected the baggage screening system. The outage was secluded to just that one terminal, but it did cause delays for some passengers. American Airlines, which owns Terminal 8, allowed customers to change their travel plans without a fee until the problem was resolved. It's the same terminal where a false report of gunfire caused an evacuation on Sunday, so it's been a tough week there. A Lexington restaurant will likely be closed for weeks after a car plowed into the front of the building. That happened yesterday afternoon at a Vietnamese restaurant in Woodhill Shopping Center. No one was injured there. Police say the cause of that crash is still under investigation right now. It's been more than a year and a half since a Powell County Marine was killed in a crash. Now his friends are finding a new way to honor his memory permanently. Marine Corporal Tyler Brewer's friends plan to install a drinking fountain in a downtown Stanton Park. The city has agreed to cover the installation costs, but $3,500 is still needed to pay for the actual fountain. Brewer's friends have set up a GoFundMe page. They say the fountain will serve as a permanent fixture so that people can remember him forever.
He was a practical guy and a goofy guy, and he liked dogs. He was a dog person, and just he would like to know that, you know, it's going to use, and people are using it, and people are going to be able to stop and think about him.
Brewer's friends are hoping to be able to have the fountain installed by his birthday, which is at the end of October. If you would like more information or to help, we have that for you on our website at WKYT.com. New this morning, a well-known UK graduate, Ashley Judd. She's heading back to school. Judd announced on Facebook Live that she is pursuing a PhD in public policy at the University of California, Berkeley this fall. She already has a master's in public administration from Harvard University. And at UK, she was very studious. She graduated with honors with a major in French and minors in anthropology, art history, theater, and women's studies. Judd playfully said that she has a backpack and a locker ready to go, and she has not yet picked out her outfit for that first day of school. But that'll turn some heads, I'd say, when she shows up on campus out there at Berkeley later in the fall. Let's check in with Micah before we go for a look at our Wednesday weather.
Yeah, morning commute's going to be very sloppy down BG Parkway, down 64, roll up, say 27, 127 in the northern zones. Northwestern areas, that's where you're seeing some pretty heavy rain. 68 as well. It's about to get in on the mix down in Taylor County, already seeing that in Marion County, and also work your way back towards, say, Harrodsburg, Salvisa, you're next in line for some pretty heavy rain here in about 15 to 20 minutes. Lexington, it should arrive. I would say downtown Lexington, at least some rain here in just about 15 to 20 minutes, but the heaviest rain is still about 30 minutes to an hour away. So we still have some time, but it's going to be a wet go at it. That's not the only batch of rain. Watch this. This is the first batch, okay? This is a high resolution model. Look at noontime. Here comes another batch. Get into the afternoon, yeah, here comes another one. Yeah, it's just going to be on and off all day long. High water issues, Bill, is what we're going to be focusing in on at 10 a.m. and also at the noon hour.
All right, a wet Wednesday, right?
Very wet.
Nobody is more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you for being with us on WKYT. Make it a great day, everybody.